Chosen ones, let's be real. You're built different. The energy you carry, unmatched. The way you move through life, effortless yet unstoppable. People feel it the moment you walk in, and it shakes them to their core. Why? Because you don't just talk, you deliver. While others hesitate, you've already made up your mind, and once you lock in, it's game over. You're not here to fit in, you're here to stand out. And trust me, people see it. Your presence alone forces them to level up or step aside, because when you show up, the game changes. This isn't arrogance, it's power, and it's time you own it. You're not here to play small, you're here to dominate. When you break free from the chains of mediocrity, your presence disrupts the patterns others cling to. In a world where most people follow familiar and rehearsed paths, you move differently, unpredictable and unconstrained. This freedom unsettles those who rely on conformity to navigate their lives. You refuse to shrink yourself to fit within the comfortable molds society has laid out, and that refusal is both captivating and unsettling. For those who lack inner certainty, your unapologetic individuality acts as a reflection they are not prepared to face. What sets you apart is not effort, but the ease with which you defy expectations. You don't feel the need to explain, defend, or justify your choices. It's not pride, it's depth, a kind of presence they cannot measure with their limited tools. While others are bound by routine, shaped by doubts, or controlled by their habits, you remain elusive. Your ability to step outside predictable patterns leaves them grasping for answers they will never find. Uncertainty makes people uneasy, and the mystery you embody turns their discomfort into fear. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Isaiah 54:17. You are like a fortress, unshakable, immovable, and chosen for something greater. Your presence unsettles those who rely on control because you cannot be swayed, tricked, or manipulated. It's not noise or bravado that defines you. It's the quiet authority of someone who's been tested, refined, and strengthened. While they cling to schemes, you stand firm, calm, and deliberate, every move aligned with a higher purpose. You don't need to expose their weaknesses. Your existence does. You're a mirror, reflecting their unfulfilled potential and excuses. That's why they react, some inspired, others threatened. But that's not your burden. You're not here to conform. You're here to lead. Your strength doesn't intimidate. It invites. Your energy doesn't compete. It commands. This isn't arrogance. It's divine assurance. No weapon works against you because you've already survived what was meant to break you. You're not just living. You're walking proof of what's possible. Keep moving. Your light was never meant to dim. Strength isn't always born from comfort. It is forged when life pushes relentlessly against every boundary. The unyielding weight of obstacles, each one heavier than the last, has shaped you into the force you are today. What would have caused others to crumble only deepened your resolve. The harsh storms you endured weren't setbacks, they were necessary seasons of growth. Every disappointment, every betrayal, every uphill climb became a turning point, not an end point. Instead of lingering wounds, they left behind marks of transformation, each one a quiet monument to your strength. Pain didn't consume you, it refined you. It honed every facet of your will, teaching you to stand unwavering when everything around you was in chaos. When survival meant holding on in the darkest of moments, you did more than endure. You found the will to rise. It wasn't just about enduring time's challenges. It was about learning how to rebuild yourself from the ruins, stronger and more determined than before. The weight of uncertainty never broke you. It sharpened your instincts. Time and again, you proved that no adversity could render you powerless. You adapted, you recalibrated, and you advanced. This kind of resilience cannot be taught. It is earned through trial, where every setback becomes a step toward mastery. Others sense it, that quiet confidence born from enduring storms they couldn't imagine. They realize you cannot be swayed because your foundation has been tested and reinforced by battles long since fought. What unsettles them most is that you turned the crushing weight of struggle into a solid cornerstone of strength. For you, adversity wasn't an ending. It was the beginning of an unstoppable ascent. The way you carry yourself speaks louder than any words could. There's no need for explanations, no space for grand declarations. Your presence alone reveals the depth of your journey. The silent strength you exude keeps others captivated and uncertain all at once. Every challenge you've faced has shaped you, but not in the way they expect. Instead of being weighed down by hardships, you've been sharpened by them. You emerge not as a person hardened by life, but as one refined through every trial. What stands before them now is proof of transformation, evidence of resilience blended with focus and unshakable purpose. While your strength unsettles some, you know it is the foundation of your endurance and growth. It's not just what you've overcome that matters, it's the clarity of direction that pushes you forward. The fire that fuels you doesn't burn for attention or validation. It is ignited from within, anchored by an unwavering resolve. Rooted in conviction and intent, you move with a stillness that commands attention without demand. This alignment with purpose makes you unmovable, untouched by shallow opinions or fleeting criticisms. Others sense it, a force that doesn't chase noise but creates impact. While they scatter their energy, pursuing applause and momentary satisfaction, you remain steady. There's no chaos in your steps, only deliberate action. It is this calm strength that unsettles those who lack direction, as they see in you something unshakable, an unwavering center they cannot disrupt. For them, the quiet confidence you embody feels foreign. Yet for you, it is a natural state, a testament to living with intention in a world that thrives on distraction. Authenticity shatters the illusion of normalcy others cling to. In a world where uniformity is rewarded and facades are the standard, refusing to compromise your principles is an act of quiet defiance. You don't conform to the expectations designed to keep others comfortable. You dismantle them completely. This unwavering commitment to your truth unsettles those around you. For some, your existence is a revelation, sparking the desire to break free from their own limitations. They look at you and see the reflection of a possibility they've long ignored. But for others, it's a confrontation they aren't prepared for, exposing cracks in the walls they've built to justify their complacency. Without effort or intention, your presence reveals where they've chosen comfort over growth, stirring emotions they struggle to name. Whether it inspires admiration or discomfort, the reactions you provoke are unavoidable, but they are not yours to carry. There's a rare balance to being both admired and feared, a duality few can hold with dignity. Yet, you walk this fine line with effortless composure. Purpose doesn't need to be shouted to be understood. It's woven into every deliberate step you take, every decision you make. Your focus never wavers because it's anchored in something greater than the fleeting judgments of others. While noise swirls around you, none of it can reach the core of who you are. That unshakable clarity is what makes you untouchable. No matter how misunderstood, your path may seem, it never deters you from moving forward. It's this steady resolve that ensures you continue to rise, no matter the obstacles, no matter the opposition. Feel what it truly means to be chosen. You're not alone on this journey. If deep down you feel that you're chosen, you've come to the right place. Take the next step in connecting with us, unlocking exclusive content, and receiving the support you need on your spiritual path by clicking the Join button. This isn't just about being part of a community. It's about accessing unique insights that can transform your life and bring you closer to your divine calling. Make the choice today and walk this journey with us. Claim your place among the chosen ones. Join now. True power doesn't announce itself. It moves with deliberate calm, unseen but undeniable, like currents beneath still waters. It doesn't clamor for attention or demand recognition through spectacle. Instead, it hums quietly, a presence that others feel long before they understand why. This kind of energy doesn't rush or stumble. It is measured, patient, and precise, waiting for the perfect moment to act. Power like this unsettles those who equate authority with noise. They are used to showmanship, to forceful displays that dominate the room. What they can't grasp is the strength that emerges from restraint, power that doesn't need to prove itself because it already is. This intentional stillness holds an authority they cannot mimic, and that is what sets you apart. The effect you have is unspoken, but inescapable. When you enter a space, something shifts. Conversations falter, movements become calculated, and the air feels heavier. People can't hide their discomfort because your energy demands truth without a single word. You expose them, not with force, but with presence, stripping away the layers they use to shield their uncertainty. This is where your influence thrives, not in words or declarations, but in the quiet understanding of what is and what isn't. You don't need to impose yourself to be seen. You exist fully, and that's enough. Others reveal themselves in your silence, unraveling under the weight of your composed observation. While most are conditioned to react without thought, you have mastered the art of pause. Every action, every word is chosen deliberately, driven by purpose rather than impulse. It is this focus, this ability to prioritize only what matters, that sets you beyond reach. Predictability belongs to those who rush. You remain a step ahead, impossible to map, because you refuse to move without intention. Uncertainty is what unsettles people the most, and it's your unpredictability that keeps them off balance. They can't anticipate how you'll act because you operate outside the familiar patterns they cling to. Provocation doesn't move you, purpose does. They expect you to meet them in chaos, but when you don't react, their sense of control slips through their fingers. It leaves them scrambling to adjust, uneasy in the face of someone who doesn't conform to their games. This quiet defiance is also what earns you their reluctant respect. Power doesn't always roar. Sometimes it exists as an unwavering calm, a force that speaks without words. You've mastered the art of staying composed, directing your energy where it matters most. It's not noise or aggression that defines your strength. It's discipline and intention. Others may not fully understand what they see in you, but they recognize it instinctively. A strength so self-contained, it doesn't need recognition to be real. Your actions are deliberate, calculated, and timed to perfection. This level of self-mastery leaves no room for missteps, which is why it commands both admiration and unease. The reputation you carry isn't built on exaggeration or grand performances. It's built on consistency, earned through actions that speak louder than the loudest declarations. Power like yours isn't visible through spectacle. It's felt long before it's seen, resonating in the spaces you've occupied. People don't remember fleeting words or hollow gestures. They remember the undeniable weight of your presence. They talk about you not because you seek their attention, but because your impact lingers. What unsettles them most is the authenticity of your legacy. It isn't fabricated or inflated. It's a product of every challenge you've faced and overcome. They've heard the stories of how you turn adversity into opportunity, thriving where others would falter. These aren't idle tales. They are grounded in the truth of who you are. That truth, carried with integrity and precision, is what sets you apart and what makes you impossible to ignore. A reputation like yours carries an unspoken gravity that demands careful attention. People tread cautiously in your presence, fully aware that challenging you comes with unseen consequences. There's no need for warnings or displays. Your history has already written the message. The triumphs you've earned and the trials you've conquered serve as silent markers, cautioning those who mistake your composure for weakness. They quickly recognize the depth of what they're dealing with, realizing that underestimating you is a mistake they can't afford. Yet the respect you command isn't born from fear alone. It comes from admiration. The consistency in your actions, the clarity in your decisions, and the dignity with which you navigate challenges all reinforce the quiet authority you possess. Even those who envy your steadiness can't deny the strength that defines you. What makes your reputation extraordinary is its foundation. It's not built on fleeting words, but on unwavering principles and purpose. Others don't just see what you've achieved. They sense the potential you still hold, and that awareness leaves them captivated and wary all at once. Every move you make feels intentional, carrying a weight that can't be ignored. The deliberate way you act reminds them that power doesn't come from force, but from precision, from knowing when to wait and when to strike. It's not only what you've proven that makes people pause, but the possibilities you have yet to unveil. That untapped potential, like a flame waiting to ignite, is what keeps their awe and unease alive. Underestimating you comes with a cost many fail to foresee. Those who step forward, convinced they understand your limits, are met with an abrupt realization. What they thought they knew was an illusion. Confronting you is never just about the outcome. It's about how effortlessly you dismantle their assumptions. While they operate on impulse, you act with a deliberate, calculated precision that renders their moves irrelevant. By the time they grasp the depth of your approach, the moment to counter it has long passed. Your strength isn't loud or chaotic. It's methodical, honed by experience, and driven by purpose. This is what makes their underestimation so consequential. What sets you apart is the foundation upon which your reputation rests. It's not held up by hollow gestures, false narratives, or superficial tactics. It's rooted in truth and proven results. The actions you take leave no room for debate because they speak with clarity that words never could. People might question stories, but they cannot question outcomes, and that is where your legacy takes its weight. This isn't a burden. It's proof of all you've built, the effort you've poured into becoming who you are. Attempts to replicate it fall short because your presence isn't imitated, it's earned. What you carry cannot be reduced to mere strategy or show. It's an extension of your essence, a force that moves with quiet certainty yet leaves a lasting mark on everything it touches. You exist as both a catalyst and a test, leaving those around you caught between admiration and unease. For some, you represent untapped potential, a living example of what can be achieved through determination, focus, and authenticity. For others, your presence feels like a confrontation, forcing them to acknowledge the gaps they've chosen to ignore. This contrast stirs something deep, either a hunger to rise or an instinct to retreat. Without speaking a word, you ignite reflection, pushing people to face truths they may not be prepared for. You don't expose insecurities intentionally, but simply by being grounded in who you are, you reveal where they've settled for less. In a world that rewards compliance and superficiality, refusing to bend makes you stand apart. It unsettles those who find comfort in blending in, as your resolve lays bare the illusions they've used to hide. You move with purpose, unshaken by trends or the opinions of others, and this clarity highlights their hesitation. To encounter someone who thrives outside the confines of expectation is as inspiring as it is intimidating. Your authenticity forces a choice. Either confront the discomfort and grow, or turn away and remain unchanged. Either way, your presence cannot be ignored. It leaves a mark that lingers long after you've gone. Your ability to remain true to yourself is an unmatched strength, an undeniable force that others can't look past. It isn't rooted in pride or stubbornness. It's the calm confidence of someone who refuses to be shaped by the expectations of others. This unwavering commitment to your identity disrupts everything around you, not through noise, but through presence. Without effort, you create ripples in systems built on imitation and conformity. Your refusal to blend in forces those around you to recalibrate, leaving them scrambling to keep up with your unapologetic resolve. Those ready to embrace change are drawn to you like a beacon. In you, they find tangible proof of what's possible when someone dares to embrace their individuality fully. You stand as living evidence that transformation isn't a distant dream, but an achievable reality shaped by focus, perseverance, and authenticity. To them, you are more than inspiration. You are an invitation, an open door to step into their own strength. Your energy doesn't compete, it uplifts, calling others to rise to their fullest potential. What might appear as a challenge to some becomes, for others, an opportunity to grow. Now is the time to share God's blessings. By clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube, you can contribute to His plan and be part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will come back to you exponentially, far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessings are on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. Your presence disrupts the fragile equilibrium many cling to, stirring discomfort in those who would rather remain stagnant. To them, you are a reminder, a reflection of choices avoided, opportunities neglected, and the effort they've refused to invest. It isn't your actions that unsettle them. It's the example you set simply by existing in your full potential. They aren't ready to confront the gap between where they are and where they could be. That contrast feels threatening because it demands accountability, forcing them to acknowledge the fears and shortcuts they've tried to ignore. What sets you apart is your ability to hold this dual role with unwavering composure. You don't wield your presence to intimidate, yet you don't soften the edges of what it represents. You move with purpose, knowing that not everyone will be ready to receive what you bring. And that's a weight you carry without resentment. For those willing to rise, you become a source of transformation, a living testament to what can be achieved with focus, discipline, and courage. You embody what it means to lead with strength and precision, quietly solidifying your role as both a challenge and a guide. The impact you leave isn't forced. It's earned through the integrity of your actions and the power of your resolve. Relentless determination defines the way you pursue your goals. Every step you take is deliberate, guided by unwavering purpose and sharp focus. Those who observe your journey can't help but notice the absence of wasted effort. You refuse to be distracted by what doesn't matter. This precision, neither chaotic nor impulsive, sets you apart and demands respect. For some, it's a source of inspiration, a light illuminating what's possible when someone commits fully to their path. To others, it's an uncomfortable truth, a signal that mediocrity is no longer an acceptable refuge. Whichever side they fall on, your presence leaves an undeniable mark that lingers long after you're gone. The energy you carry is not meant to maintain the ordinary. It's meant to expand, to elevate, and to disrupt complacency. This moment is not a time for dimming your strengths or shrinking your presence to accommodate others' comfort. You've worked relentlessly, faced hardships head-on, and built an unshakable foundation forged through resilience. To diminish that now would betray the journey that brought you here. It's time to embrace the full scope of your power, unapologetically, without hesitation, allowing it to shine as brightly as it was meant to. Those ready to rise will follow, and those unwilling will be left to face the shadow of what they could have been. Either way, you will keep moving forward, unstoppable and unrelenting. The key to stepping fully into your power lies in accepting the duality of being admired by some and misunderstood by others. Not everyone will recognize or appreciate the path you walk, but that's not your burden to carry. True power, when approached with intention and responsibility, creates waves. It encourages growth for some, while unsettling those unwilling to confront change. Neither reaction should dictate your actions. The purpose driving you is far more significant than fleeting opinions or external noise. You've learned to embody confidence without crossing into arrogance, a mastery built on humility and unwavering integrity. This balance ensures your strength inspires rather than oppresses, lifting others by example rather than force. There's no need to shout your worth or justify your journey. The way you move speaks volumes. Your life stands as proof of what's achievable when actions are aligned with deeper purpose and fear is no longer allowed to lead. Focus remains your compass, even when the world misinterprets your strength as aggression or your certainty as pride. Such misunderstandings are irrelevant in the face of a mission greater than the comfort of others. You exist to shift norms, to challenge complacency, and to lead in a way that reflects your values. Every decision, every move you make is deliberate, cutting through chaos with sharp precision. Let them watch, analyze, or resist. None of it changes your direction. What matters is the authenticity you bring and the legacy you are shaping. True strength isn't about dominance, it's about persistence, focus, and the ability to remain steadfast in your truth. The energy you carry isn't meant to blend in, it's meant to challenge and disrupt. In a world where mediocrity is celebrated, your presence is a clear refusal to settle for less. You embody what's possible when someone chooses growth over comfort, and that makes waves. The discomfort you create in others is not yours to shoulder, it's theirs to resolve. What you offer is a reflection of potential, a reminder of how much further they could go if they were willing to face themselves. Your journey is not just for you. It lights the way for those searching for direction. Those ready to rise will see their own strength mirrored in yours and find the courage to step forward. At the same time, let neither resistance nor envy pull you off course. Your focus is your power. Remain steady, grounded, and fully committed to the life you're building. What sets you apart is not just the energy you carry, but the unwavering pride in having earned it. It's a force that turns heads, whether or not the world understands its depth. Their opinions do not shape you, but the impact of your actions will linger far beyond their doubts. Your energy is more than a presence. It's a responsibility and a gift, capable of transforming every space and every soul it touches. There's no need to soften your light or diminish what makes you powerful. You were never meant to be hidden. The strength you exude isn't for them to dissect. It's for you to embody fully and unapologetically. Keep moving with intention, led by the authenticity and integrity that define you. They may not always welcome the light you bring, but they will never forget it.